Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Today I've got Lynn speaking with me live via Skype. Hi Lynn, how are you going?
Hi Shane, nice to see you.
That's good. I hope that it's recording your voice and I've got no idea whether it is or not, whether it's just recording mine, but we'll see how we go. So what's going on in Calgary? You said there was flooding happening.
We've had a lot of drama in Calgary. We had a massive flood which affected the entire downtown and many residential areas, houses, apartment buildings. We had a state of emergency for 10 days, and then the following day after that was lifted, we had the Calgary Stampede kickoff.
Oh, okay.
It was a huge parade. Pardon me?
So there was a stampede, a parade?
Yeah, the Stampede is called the greatest outdoor show on earth.
Oh, okay.
Last year we had 1 million people at our Stampede last year. Not all at once, but over 10 days.
Wow.
So there was a massive cleanup because the Stampede grounds were also flooded.
Yeah.
So they had to pay extra people to come in and clean that. And then the night of Stampede, the first day of it, our river is twice its normal volume, and we had a big rainstorm, and then we had more flooding.
Oh, okay, wow.
And then, well, what they said was people that had just cleaned out their basements and got the silt and sludge and everything out, they had sewage backed up.
Wow.
So it's just been one thing after another, and I work as a bylaw officer, so I was directing traffic because we had a lot of roads that were closed. Just our city infrastructure alone is about $240 million.
Okay.
It's into the billions.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. So there was an overturned the train derailing or something as well, I think you said.
Then, right in the midst of the wrap-up of the massive major cleanup, there was a 5 rail car derailment in the city. There was 5 rail cars with toxic chemicals, and the bridge was built in 1913. So as the rail cars were going over the bridge, it kind of partially collapsed.
Okay.
So we had these 5 rail cars kind of at any moment which could fall into the river and blow up.
Wow.
So then we had to get our city emergency management team, which was already burnt out from the flood, to look after this really, really bad potential train disaster. So then we had to get experts from Edmonton to empty out the rail cars of these toxic. They were chemicals that were used in the oil patch in the north. They're very volatile. So we had to get them emptied and then get the rail cars out of there. So we did that without any explosions, and nothing fell into the river.
Okay. So has that all been cleaned up and sorted out?
Well, the rail car disaster, that's all fixed. The flood problems are going to take months and months to get all that sorted out. For example, our municipal building downtown has a 7-floor underground parkade, and when they keep trying to pump the water out, they can't get to the bottom 2 or 3 layers because the water keeps flowing back in.
Wow.
We have so many problems that it's quite astounding.
Wow. So how are you going, by the way? You coping with all this? And
it's very surreal to live this and to see it in person. Usually you just sit there and you look at somebody else going through this ordeal on the news.
Yeah.
the one Saturday, just after this got into full swing, I couldn't even get to work on one day.
Wow.
There's no routes open. And then the next day, I went to work. It took me 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it normally takes me 15 minutes. And I was driving down Deerfoot Trail over the Capro Bridge, and the water was so high, it didn't seem real.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so when I was working, I was assigned a traffic point downtown. I saw people had taken out just everything out of their basements and put it along the sidewalk for the garbage people to come and pick it up. There was fridges, stoves, washing machines, dryers, gross rotting carpet, all kinds of things that are going to the dump that can't even be fixed.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is a city of 1 million people.
Yeah.
And a really, really big part of our city flooded.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, I'm lucky I live in an area where very little happens in terms of like ecological disasters and things like that. We might get a little bit of flooding, but no more than like 2 or 3 feet deep. It's not. You would have to get a lot of rain for that to happen, because it doesn't snow here.
This was a combo of very heavy, unusual rain, combo with mountain snow runoff that suddenly melted and made the river swell up. I was listening to a geography guy, and he said that the maps will have to be changed because the rivers and streams are so much wider from this sudden runoff. It's actually changed the geography.
Wow. That's amazing that nature can actually do that. The amount of
nature, or is it a result of global warming? I really don't know, but it's very, very unusual.
Yeah. I mean, how often would you have like a flooding like that?
We had a flood in 2005 that was way less.
Yeah.
Probably at least a third of what this one was, and everybody called that one the flood of the century.
Oh wow! Okay.
And this one, that was a baby compared to this one.
Oof. So yeah, I mean, we have like mini earthquakes and that sort of thing, but nothing major. So for me personally, I've never seen snow. So it becomes like a thing of, okay, I don't understand, like mentally it's very difficult to get a grasp of the kind of problems that it produces.
And the sad part but it wasn't just Calgary that flooded.
Yeah.
The entire town of High River, which I think has about 13,000 people, the entire town flooded.
Yeah.
Massive parts of Canmore, which is in the foothills of the Rockies, they had massive flooding. Red Creek flooded. Medicine Hat flooded. It was in southern Alberta flood.
Wow.
Yeah. High River, the entire town of High River flooded to the top of cars and trucks, and everybody's home was affected. There are some homes that have to be destroyed.
Yeah.
It can't be repaired. And our mayor, back to Calgary, we have the best mayor in the world, Mayor Nenji.
Yeah.
And he asked for volunteers to help people clean up their basements. He asked for 700 people, and he got 2,500 people.
Wow, that's brilliant. Yeah.
We have a beautiful spirit in our city. We have a lot of wonderful people here.
Yeah. Wow. That's good.
So, yeah, I was very lucky. My house is in the northeast part of the city, and I'm far enough from the river that there was no flooding or sewage backup. Oh, another interesting point is you cannot get flood insurance in Canada.
Okay.
You can only get sewage backup insurance.
Yeah.
And some policies state if the sewage is backing up due to a flood,
Yeah.
you can't get anything from that either.
Okay.
So the reason behind that is when you have massive flooding, the amount is so astronomical that it's overwhelming for an insurance company. So that's when the provincial and federal governments will supposedly step up to the plate and deal with your claim because, like you say, the amount is so astronomical. So people will have to put claims in. The first amount offered has been $1 billion just to get it started.
Okay, yeah. Wow. It's amazing, like, just the amount of damage that these things do. But I think that you would think that with the probability of these things happening, that that the insurance would be, I don't know, that either compensate or a lot more money would be put aside for this sort of stuff. Or
well, what's going to happen is when you have a claim, you have to pay a certain deductible. I don't know how it works where you are, but let's say your deductible is $500. Well, everybody's deductible will probably go up to $1,000 or $1,500. So whenever anyone has a claim, they have to put that money out to just start it.
Yeah.
Everybody's deductible goes up in a situation like this. And some people will get some money from their insurance, depending on the wording of their claim. Yeah. Or their policy, I should say.
That's good. Yeah. And some of them, they are reluctant to pay out sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, oh, well, no, they'll accuse you of faking it or doing whatever, and like, no, a friend of mine got hit by a car, and I didn't see it happen, of course, but he basically fought it. He was on his way to a job interview. No, he got the job. He was on his way to basically to start work, and he got hit by somebody at an intersection. And the guy that hit him was a bank manager, and he had all the high-priced lawyers and all the rest of it. And my friend he took him 7 years to fight the case, win the case, because what was happening is his lawyers weren't helping him. Because they was like, oh no, we can't win this, because what they were saying was there was a well, they call it a conflict of interest, but it was more to do with the guy he didn't have any status. So there's some law, or there's something where if someone's got more status than you, then it's going to look, worse in court or something like that. I don't know how it works, but that's what was happening. And so he was saying, oh, well, it's got nothing to do with anything, and he basically fought tooth and nail, and they had to pay him out something like $85,000. No, it was a maximum of like $120,000 or something, and he asked for like $100,000. So and he got the money.
Well, it shouldn't take 7 years to fight that.
Oh no! What was happening was like he had one group of lawyers he actually fired, and another group. Then he went to like a second group, and they weren't going to go ahead with it. So he said, "Well, okay, I'll represent myself." And then, of course, they didn't like that, and they broke into his home. They tried to steal they stole some of his legal papers. But he was smart because he knew that he had backups of everything, and he had backups with he put them in the hands of different people. So if he ever needed them, then he could. Now, he wasn't very tech literate or computer literate at all. He'd never used a laptop. So then what he'd done, he'd gone out, learned how to use a laptop, learned what a thumb drive did. So he saved all his documents, wrote out everything, had his entire court case, and he had it around him like 24/7. Had it around his neck in a thing, so nobody could pinch anything. But yeah, it was just amazing. I don't know how much of it is real. I do know that from my perspective, what he would do is if he had to cross the road, he would veer away from intersections and things like that. So there's psychological trauma there. But they tried to accuse him of being a rodeo clown and you jumped in front of the car and all this sort of stuff because he used to be a stockman. And so even the doctor's reports were used against him. He switched to another psychiatrist. He switched to like another set of lawyers, and then went, no, well, he basically dismissed 2 lots of lawyers. And then he got a decent judge, and the judge sort of listened to him, because when the guy that hit him came in with these high-priced lawyers, the judge dismissed them. Just did like these barristers and said, no, you don't need 2 lawyers, you only need 1. And so when it basically boiled down to him basically saying that, you hit me with a car, and and the guy was saying, well, I was on my way to the bank, I was on my way here, there, and everywhere, and then he just turned and said, well, that doesn't give you the right to hit people, to run people over, that sort of thing. So he ended up winning. It took him a long time, but he ended up on the disability pension and all sorts of stuff. See,
is he in a wheelchair?
No. See, the damage was more psychological than physical. So he could work. He just he played the system and then won. But yeah. So we're 17 minutes and 20 seconds into this recording. I hope that it's gone well. I've got no idea. I'm looking at a mixing board, and it's recording the volume of my voice, and then when you talk, it's recording the volume of your voice. I'm pretty sure I'm not doing it the way it's supposed to be done, but at least this works, and you can hear me, and I can hear you, and I can see you, and all that sort of stuff. What I need to do is get myself sorted out properly with this webcam and that sort of stuff. And that's pretty cool, because that's pretty much live. There's like a split second before I wave my hand and then you wave your hand, so that's pretty cool. But I'll get myself set up, because basically the webcam's sitting on top of the fridge, because I was messing around with puppets and whatnot, and it's just easier for me to sit in a chair and then put my hand up and do the puppet thing. Oh, I had a hater, like a troll on YouTube, and what I've done is I've uploaded a video to do with the YouTube Capture, which is like an app you can download for your phone. And what had happened was, he downloaded the same app, and so he must have Googled it, and saw my video and goes, oh, well, you're obviously a loser. And he said something along the lines of, oh, I hate to say it, but you're a loser. And of course I took the bait stupidly, and I went, oh really? So I go over to his channel, and he's only got like 7 subscribers and 2 videos, and I let him have it. I just went, look, you're the loser, look how crap this video is. And so he comes back, and he's like thumbing down on my videos, and he's doing this and leaving nasty comments, and then it just like escalated back and forth, and I just went, no, I'm not going to bother with it. It's just one of those things that it's not worth bothering with. I should have deleted him and blocked him, from the the initial comment. But that's what happens when you get sucked into that sort of stuff. So what else have you been up to?
Well, I'm looking after my dog. I had her for 4 months, and she's gradually starting to trust me. She was very neglected for 3 years and used for breeding and kept in a crate. So she doesn't really like to be petted.
Okay,
I'm trying to help her get over that, but she likes to sit in her safe place in the corner, and she's gradually venturing out in front of me, and it's just going to be a really long healing process for her, but whatever she needs, she will get it.
Cool, that's amazing. Amazing.
Can I bring her over here?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Okay, I'm going to go get her.
So that's Lynn just trying to get her pet dog. For those of you listening in, hopefully you are listening in. This is my first attempt at doing a Skype show. I'm not set up the way that Skype has said, that Spreaker has said to set it up. I'm just doing something else a little bit different. Oh, there she is. There he is. Is it a he or a she?
She is a Pomeranian.
Pomeranian.
And her name is Kara.
Okay.
She's very frightened right now, but she's just saying hi. She's cute, hey?
Yeah, she's very, very cute.
The behavior expert said she has a raccoon face. Okay, I'm going to put her down because she's kind of scared.
That's okay. Yep.
Bye, Uncle Shane.
Bye.
Bye. Back to you, please. Okay. So is there anything else?
No, not really, but I'm going to test this later and find out whether this actually works or not. Do you want to stay on Skype? What I'll do is I'll stop the recording, and then I can actually listen back to see how much of it actually recorded and how much of it actually worked.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.